I say that body and El Segundo, then push it along. You be a fool to reply the fight was not the man.
You are tuned in to www.oghuskyradio.com, broadcasting live from the east side of Los Angeles. Like I said, original defenders of hip-hop, Bubsky and Detail, bring you oghuskyradio.com. And with that, we just archiving LA hip-hop. And when we say LA hip-hop, we don't mean just artists from LA. It's just hip-hop that we live and people we come across, you know what I'm saying? And with that, and then artists that are willing to come to the east side to get interviewed, because we've had a couple artists get lost purposely or not purposely find the spot. So when artists come through, you know, we appreciate it. But it is what it is.
Rankers!
Straight up. And with that, representing all elements of hip-hop, anyone in LA, if you live anywhere in LA, like I said, you might not recognize the person on the left, but the character on the right, you do. So what's your involvement with that character? And go ahead and introduce yourself.
I should have worn a mask today, but I didn't have the balls to wear a mask. Everybody knows my face. My name is Sand.
What up? Sand, where does that name come from?
It comes from sand. I Googled it, nobody had it, so I was like, that's my name.
Straight up.
So I do street art, and I do these characters right here. But I couldn't bring a U-Haul in here, or I couldn't bring a wall in here. So I brought this little thing.
Yeah, there's a... Man, I'll put it out just like within maybe half a mile radius from here where we're at, and not giving our location too much, but Mission and Broadway, there's a U-Haul right there. Maycrest and Huntington Drive. On the left side, when you're right before you get out of Alhambra, there's one there. So if you guys know where we're at, oghuskyradio.com. But what are these characters like? That's why you're here. Like, what is this? Is some kind of urban assault? It's a mass marketing, or what's going on here?
It's me representing just, I guess, girl power. You know, girls could do it as hard as a man can. A girl can go out there and shake her own can without the help of a guy. I mean, I just like painting. I like being on the streets. So my way of going on the streets and having a purpose, why am I on the streets? Instead of just saying, oh, I like being on the streets. It's like I have a purpose for being on the streets, and it's doing my cartoons. So I go out on the streets and I paint trucks, I paint walls. You know, if I'm mad, I'll just go in, I'll find a U-Haul and I tag the fuck up, and I'll just paint on it. So it's like, I guess it's stress release.
Yeah.
And it's just like an inner ego,
fucking
satisfaction, driving around the hood, seeing my cartoons.
So they're purposely done in the hood, or like we were talking about legalities, and you were saying how you get through legalities. If you could let them know how you get through the legal stuff, and who needs approval.
Through the legal stuff, I mean, if you're like in the middle of the day and you see a wall at a meat market, and you know it's a mom and pop's market, it's like, do you really want to fuck it up? You know, so I just go in there and I talk to the people. And, you know, it's like when you have a love for doing something, you know, if you rap, if you paint, whatever it is, you don't mind doing it for free. So I just go into different areas, mainly in the hood. I mean, you can't paint grass in Beverly Hills. Yeah. You know, that's super banned. Yeah. But I just go and I paint, you know, I just paint like different stuff. And when I'm on the streets and I'm like in this, like, usually during the day, I like painting during the day. Yeah. So if I see a spot that I like, I'll be posted there for a minute. Nobody comes, nobody shows up, and I'll just start painting. And as long as I have the hood's approval, as long as like the old ladies and the grandmas are right there talking to me, or the little kids, then that means I'm good to go. You know, the cops don't matter. People
always ask us, like, how do you guys do oghuskyradio.com? And it's the same answer. As long as we have the hood's approval.
Yeah,
that's the best answer right there. Yeah. With that, where are you originally from? You're from Los Angeles, correct?
I'm from East Los Angeles.
Definitely.
So I'm from the east side of the river.
Definitely. That's how come we're fortunate to see more work on this side of town then.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I don't really go into like Melrose or Hollywood. That's like the west side. That belongs to the other people. We don't cross through that side of town.
Nah, you will though. You definitely.
Yeah,
you're gonna have
but
to.
I gotta fucking drive for 30 minutes to get over there. I'd rather just drive for 5 minutes than go outside of my house.
So are these the only characters you're doing, or are there any other characters out there that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, these are the main characters. You know, like right now I'm barely starting, so it's like if I do 20 different characters, people are gonna be like, You know, so I stick to doing these like big faces on trucks and walls. So I just do like these big faces of girls.
Is that character you? Who is that character?
That is my inner self, ego, who I wish I could be. So they're just characters of my like, what is it called? Inner ego?
Inner ego, the alter ego.
Alter ego. There you go.
And do females embrace your art?
Yeah, a lot of girls like my art. Mainly the girls that don't really do street art or graph, and the ones that do, yeah, embrace it. But there's always like tension. Not from me. I love everybody. You know, like I wish everybody could just work together and get along. Guys, some guys hate me, some guys don't like me, but most guys do. Like there's a lot of people graffiti that have supported me, like Fear from UTI.
Only because he's right here sitting next to you, and he's mad dogging.
He's right here, I'm looking at him.
Mad dogging all sick.
Fear, Fear taught me everything I know. Can control, everything.
Outlines,
all the different tips there are. What are the good cans? How to push carts out of Walmart. Okay, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah.
But like Fear, Speederman, Bio from Elodie, COI, Atomic from Miami.
Who are your main supporters?
Cav. My main supporters right now.
Yeah.
Vile. He's been like really like, you know, like I'm very crazy. Like I'm very sporadic. If I want to do something, I'll just run up and do it. And he's more like relax.
Oh, anybody?
Plan your move. I'm like, no, let's do this shit. Let's do it. Yeah. So right now, Vile, and then but there's different people, you know, that have like really like supported me and stuff.
And with that, are these done with aerosol? Because a lot of it's not graph because it's not done with a can. The outline's not this.
Well, you
there's
know
no
what?
tag next to it.
If you see it on the street and you know my characters, whatever it is, it's out there. You see it, even though you want to deny it, you know you see it. But I use aerosols. I started using paintbrushes, but I realized I wasn't gonna get nowhere.
Why
Paintbrushes.
Why not?
I mean, on the street, it's like if you want to bust a character in 20 minutes, it's not gonna happen with paintbrushes. You're gonna do a little fucking dot in 20 minutes. So I was like, I gotta flip this shit and just go into spray paint. So when I met Cab, he's from K2S LOD. He was the one that told me, he's like, you gotta take it to the next level. You gotta use spray paint. So I just started using spray paint. I started practicing. So I would like fill in everything and outline with the brush. And then I started getting punked. So I would go to wall and they'll be like, who brings the brush to the wall? And I'll be like, fuck, man. Leave me the fuck alone. So I just started using cans more. Then I took a trip to Miami last year in December, to Miami and Puerto Rico, and that was like my breakthrough. I just started using spray paint. And I haven't gone back, so I just use spray paint.
Would you consider yourself a piecer, a bomber, a tagger? What would you consider yourself?
I am a female street artist.
Female street art. I'm
not going to say I'm a graph artist. Everybody gets all pissed. You don't do graph. You don't do fucking... I don't do graph. I do street art.
Dope. OGHuskyRadio.com. And then even with that, growing up, or what got you into hip hop? You know what I'm saying? Like some of the artists, and how were you introduced to that? Because you know what I'm saying?
Growing up, I was a nerd. So when I turned like about 12, 13, that's when I started changing and actually like getting deeper into East LA and meeting people. So like I guess like all my gangster friends from before when I was younger, you know, like whenever I'll be ditching from school and they'll pick me up, they'll be bumping like Too Short, Late Night Creep, or Getting It, or fucking
Freaky Tales.
Freaky Tales. These are the tales. The Freaky Tales. Like,
and you know what's dope about those tracks that you say that is that people in the hood, RBL Posse shit on that level, we know all of that shit. but that shit was never on the radio. Like never
but
radio.
It's fucking dope.
But
Psycho
you go to
Realm.
Yeah, go to any
Why
hood.
Why are they not on fucking 92.3?
Yeah.
That song Love Letters.
Yep.
L to the O to the V.
But that's why I know your hood approval is getting like, you know what I'm saying?
Hood approval, not grab approval.
But on some real shit, like, cause that's something that you could do is like with those songs or those artists, like no radio play, but everybody in the hood like knows the front to back, all the lyrics and shit.
Or like all the old school Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like, what's old school?
Doggy Style, the first Doggy Style.
That or freaking, there's some that I like. Or Nate Dogg. I love Nate Dogg.
Yeah,
that song
definitely.
Never Leave Me Alone.
Yeah. Yeah, West Coast. Sorry. We like West Coast music.
Sorry, it's all about the West Coast.
Sorry, we live in LA. But you know what? I always say that too, is that people don't embrace that. You know, when you get on the tables, it's like, I gotta play. Like, nah, man, play that West Coast shit. That shit that we grew up on.
Yeah, the old school West Coast stuff. Like, I don't really like the new stuff. Like, 50 Cent is cool, but I don't like all the new rap or like the shuffling music.
She said shuffling.
Shuffling back and forth. I mean, nothing against it.
Yeah.
But I like to keep it gangster.
There it is. OGHuskyRadio.com. Sandwunner.com. What can we find there?
It's a blog. So every 2 days I'll upload like my street art, whatever, like truck I catch, wall I catch, a new sketch that I make. You're not gonna find me shopping on high heels or me talking about freaking dresses. It's strictly street stuff. So guys and girls could go on that stuff. You'll find like my new shows,
And then how about merchandise? I mean, because I know the character is very well embraced. Definitely well embraced.
I mean, there's merchandise. If you go on my blog, you'll find like new shirts that I just made with like a company called Covert. You'll find artwork that I just did, prints that I did with a company called Silent Stage, Silent Stage Gallery, I think .com. So you'll find different stuff that I do, like shit that I have for sale on different websites and stuff, collaboration. So just go on the website and buy some shit. Drop some money on me. Fuck Coach, man. Or Chanel. Stop being a boozy bitch. I hate that shit. I'm not into brands, so I encourage girls. Brands don't make you.
Damn. So then straight up. So then how much are we looking at for a Sandwunner?
Let's say for a shirt, $20. A purse could be like $45.
Oh, that's not,
and you'll be hood fabulous. And unique.
Once again, sandwunner.com, updated every 2 days. What's the weirdest spot that you've put these characters on?
The weirdest spot? I like staying hood, so I go on corn cards. Like, I'm always on the street, so when I'm on the street, the most shit you see is a corn card. I hate...
How do you approach, what do you tell them? That
okay,
you show them a sketch, or like, how are you selling this shit?
They don't know about street shit, so they're just like...
Or are you just saying, like, check it out, I'll buy 10 elotes.
All right, no. So
and then fucking, you know what I'm saying? Let me just hit the side right here, you know?
Here's the setting. Yeah. I'm painting. There's a corn man, the elotero coming, honking, and I spot him, like, from like 5 blocks down, I'm like already staring at him. He'll walk up to me and I'll just be like, hey, dame un elote. Like, I'll just be like, give me an elote. Yeah. Give me an elote. Give me some, like, churritos. Give me a raspado, and I'll hook up your card. And everybody's going to be buying shit from you. They're going to be bawling after I paid your card. You don't know who I am. And they get all hyped, like, for real? I'll be like, yeah. And then they just let me. I mean, it's like, they can't pay a bill, $50. You know, they're barely getting by, walking the streets hustling, you know? And then they're exposing themselves to getting stopped by the health department. Yeah. You know, the health department catches them. I've seen those fools. Like, I remember once I was doing a corn card in East LA on Tito Chavez and Soto. And the health department rolls up. I'm painting the car, and they roll up on me. I was like, am I going down too for this? Am I like in a conflict? Yeah. For fucking being next to the corn card? But they let me go.
Damn. Yeah, that's just no joke though. Like, straight up, the fool's working. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. As you know what I'm saying?
Like, they expose themselves to the health department, to getting tickets, to getting their fucking merchandise taken away, to getting robbed by the hood. Yeah. So, like, they're pretty much gangsters, corn gangsters.
Straight up.
So I give them mad props.
So anybody in LA, like, what the fuck is an elote man and shit?
Elote man, it's a street vendor.
It's a street vendor who sells you corn.
Yeah, there's two kinds though. The ones that can't afford to buy a little wood card. Yeah. I love the wood cards. I can't paint on the metal cards. So I fucking hate them. Yeah. Whenever I see a metal corn card, I'm like, fuck this fool. Don't even come near me. I don't want
the metal card, you make it sound real legit, but it's actually a shopping
card.
I like how the metal card, like if it's all custom and shit.
Right, with the rim, a speaker, rearview mirror.
Damn, we need to start doing. See, that's the next level right there.
What?
We're gonna put the Sandwunner elote card. Yeah.
On the hood.
Yeah, because I mean, they already did the taco truck. They already stole that shit from us. Go down to downtown and that shit, like, just straight raping and shit. Like, they just straight stole that shit.
Yeah, like, Fear was telling me he saw a corn card in Buena Park. And I was telling him the story behind that corn card. Buena Park is far as fuck from East LA. But I went out on a date a long time ago. And I was at Knott's Farm. And the person that I went to was so fat that fool couldn't get on the ride. I was pissed. I was like, you bitch, you fucked up my date. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to be messed up.
So you just talk about him on an international radio show where people are just logging in?
Still that fool, man. So like, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't care. I'm in Buena Park. You're gonna take me cruising around the area, and I'm gonna find a wall. But there's no walls in Buena Park to catch. It's not like around here. So I saw a corn cart. Boom. I drove up to the lady and I was like, look, let me paint your car. Just give me an elote, churritos, and a corn, and I'll hook up your card. So that car's still rolling.
Damn.
My wall's still running.
There it is. What is it? Innovating the style, right?
Yeah,
the next
and you know
thing.
what that means? She hasn't gotten caught by the health department.
Yeah, there you go.
She's still banging. Still hustling.
Once again, you are tuned into www.oghuskyradio.com, sanwarner.com, and then these characters have names. They're called
Sand chicks.
Sand Chicks.
Sand, and they're my chicks.
So Sand Chicks, it's her alter ego. Make sure you guys log on sanwarner.com, pick up shirts, all the merchandise. You could navigate yourself through there. How long you been doing these for, you said?
For 2 years.
2 years.
So I've been painting for 2 years,
Where,
nonstop.
tagging or anything before that?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I attempted tagging and I got caught the first week and I felt like an idiot. I was like, I gotta pay a $500 fine, and I didn't even make a name for myself.
Influences. Who are your influences besides Fear?
My influences besides Fear, I like Shiro from Japan. She does characters. Scribe. I like Mir's work from LA. Who else? I'm trying to think. Cav.
Word up. Just the people, like people that you bio, people that.
Yeah, people that I know.
Word up.
I don't like to give credit to other people because then they're gonna get all cocky and be like, "That's right,
Yeah.
she looks up to us." But there's some people from the West Side that I think are dope and that I want to definitely get on their level.
Yeah, all
Because
right.
they can grab for like street art to like the next level, and I want to travel and like paint on a freaking African lady's booty or something like that. Like take it to the next level.
Girls
Body
Gone
painting.
Graph is right in the building. You'd rather right now.
Body painting in the wild of Africa or something.
What's your within these 2 years? What's the greatest accomplishment or one of the biggest accomplishments that you've done through what like street art that has opened up for you?
You know what? It's opened different doors for me that I've never even thought of. I mean, last year I was in Mexico, Miami, Puerto Rico, Arizona, San Francisco. I got to like meet different people, network with different artists. I was in jail in Mexico for 3 days. I loved it. I was next to prostitutes.
What'd you get busted for?
Painting trains.
Yeah?
And I was like, okay. How much is enjoy the ride? But when I walked into the cell, like it was like this ghetto ass cell. And when they were walking me in there, I ran the fuck out because I saw a bunch of like skanks sitting down on the floor. I was like, hell no, I'm not gonna sit here. And the Mexicans were like looking at me like, are you serious? You're gonna be picky?
Yeah.
Like, you're in jail, homie. You cannot pick.
Yeah.
So I just walked in there and I was like, I might as well be homegirls with these girls because if not, I'm gonna get raped or stabbed or something. So
that's the biggest accomplishment is jail in Mexico.
Oh, no. That was a good experience, though. I put a show together in Miami, so I took a couple of writers from LA with me, and it was just an idea that I had, because I went to Miami. I got hired by the NBA, like the National Basketball Association.
Okay.
I don't know shit about basketball. I don't watch TV, but I know it sucks, right? I don't know anything about basketball. I got hired by Levi's and the NBA to go paint my characters, So I was like, hell yeah. And they
How did that come about, or how did they hear about it?
Because I was living in Miami for 3 months, so they got like familiar with my work and they just contacted me, and I was like, of course, as long as you guys like pitch in for my flight and my stay and my food, because I eat a lot. I was like, I'm down. So I went, and then while I was over there doing that for them, I did my own like little wall project. So I took Bio, KO, Mondo, Acne, Basher, and me, and we just went over there and we put it down. We painted some walls. I got Montana Colors, North America, to like sponsor us with like 150 cans. I got artprimo.com to sponsor us with streaks, markers, drippers, vandalizing of life.
Nice.
And
Keep
that was
up,
fun.
keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I don't want to stop. I don't want to like die out and be like, I used to ride.
Yeah.
I used to paint. Can't live like that.
There it
I'll
is.
choke my face out if I fucking stop one day.
OGHuskyRadio.com, SandWonner.com. Any shout outs before we cut out?
Yeah. What's up to Silent Stage if they're watching? Nini, all the girls that are watching me right now, all the people that follow my blog that are watching, if they're watching, and just all the LA writers out there that are putting it down.
Most importantly, to the haters.
Oh, to the haters!
OG
A big
Husky.
old kid.
OG
They
Husky
keep
Radio.
my drive going.
There it is. OGHuskyRadio.com. Stay posted. More interviews to come.